Okay, so welcome back to Blueprint Bytes, where we break down Unreal Engine's blueprint nodes one by one. In this episode, we're looking at one of the most important logic nodes in blueprints, the branch node. The branch node is Unreal Engine's version of an if-else statement. It's a simple decision-making tool. It checks a condition, like whether a player has enough health or if a door is unlocked or whatever, and based on that result, true or false, it runs different pieces of logic. This makes it one of the most commonly used nodes in gameplay programming. Now, let's take a look at what makes up a branch node. Like we covered in the print string episode, these white pins control execution flow. The left execution pin is the entry point. This is where the branch gets triggered. But unlike the print string node, the branch node has two right side execution pins. True, if the condition is met, and false if the condition is not met. This means that only one of these two paths will be executed based on the condition. Okay, now that we've actually had a look at the branch node, let's go ahead and try and use it in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, so just like the print string video, we're going to go ahead and put this in our third person character blueprint and make it fire on our begin play event so that our logic runs as soon as the game starts. So open up the third person character blueprint and then make sure you're inside of the event graph. Then right click anywhere and just search for begin play and then add that event to the graph. Okay, so now we're ready to add a branch node to the event graph. We can drag out from the execution pin on the begin play event and search for branch and then just select it. Great, we now have a branch node and it's set to fire as soon as the level starts. But right now, it doesn't really know what it's checking for. Remember earlier in the video when I mentioned the condition pin? That's what controls which path the branch node takes, so now we need to give it something to evaluate. In this example, let's assume we're checking if a door is locked or unlocked. We need a way to store that data in our game using a variable. So on the left, under variables, click the add button, name it is locked, and set the type to Boolean. There will be a video on data types in Unreal Engine at some point, but I'm just going to quickly cover what a Boolean actually does for the sake of this tutorial making sense. A Boolean is a data type that can only be used to store true or false values. Think of it like a light switch. It's either on, true, or off, false. We'll use this variable to control whether our door is locked or unlocked. I want my Boolean value to default to true, but before I can do that, I have to compile and save first. And now on the right, you'll see a default value checkbox. Let's check that box to set is locked to true when the game starts. Next, let's use this variable inside of our blueprint. We can simply drag the is locked variable on the left into our graph and then select the get version of it. Connect that to the condition pin on the branch node. And we now have a way for our branch node to check whether the door is locked when the game starts or not. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. Right now, our branch node is making a decision, but it doesn't actually do anything based on the result. This is where the true and false execution pins come in. We can make the true pin fire when the condition is true, aka the door is locked, and we can make the false pin fire when the condition is false, aka the door is unlocked. Now at this point we could go crazy and hook this up to an actual door animation, but since this series is all about learning blueprints in isolation, let's keep it simple and just display messages using the print string node, just like we did in the last video. Drag out from the true execution pin and search for print string and add that to your graph. Then let's go ahead and set the text for that to door is locked and click the arrow to expand the options. We're going to set this one to a red color. Now let's handle the unlocked case. Copy and paste that print string node that we just created and change the text on our new one to door is unlocked. And then we're going to set the color on this one to a nice green color. Connect this to the false execution pin on the branch node. And awesome, now we have a fully working decision system. The game checks if the door is locked, and based on that, it prints either a red door is locked message or a green door is unlocked message. Also, we're about to demo this, so I'm just going to set the durations on both of these to 5 seconds just so they stay up a bit longer. And now we're ready to compile, save and close our blueprint to go back to the main editor and hit play. And there it is, a bright red message letting us know that the door is locked. Alright, now so let's make the door unlocked instead. Open the third person character blueprint again, and on the left, click on the is locked variable from the list. Then over in the default value on the right, uncheck that value, meaning you're setting it to false. Compile, save, and play again. And there we go. Our bright green message says, door is unlocked. And that's pretty much everything you need to know to get started with the branch node. Let's have a quick summary here of what we've done. We had a begin play event which fired when the game started. We had a Boolean variable named isLocked telling us if the door is locked or not. We had a branch node which checks the value of that variable and decides which path to follow. And then based on the true and false execution pins of that, we triggered different messages. And those messages are within print string nodes, and they display whether the door is locked or unlocked. And that's it for today's lesson. You can take this further by connecting it to an actual door system, but for now we're focused on understanding blueprints node by node on their own. If you find this video helpful though, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel and your support helps me create more tutorials like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Blueprint Bytes.